occasion. While we are here tonight to celebrate with the players, the living members of the 1948, 49 and 50s senior football team that won 3 Cardiff senior football championships in a row. And while we look back on the past, we will also be looking to the future and hoping that in the coming year that the players will put in a fierce effort and bring back to the club what it deserves. I have with me here now Jim Deane, one of Tinryland stalwarts, and Jim who has been living in Tinryland for a great long number of years. Well Jim, I just want to ask you, when did you come on to the Tinryland senior team first?
It says about 1941.
Yeah. Well, you must have great memories and you played with great players here and everything.
Oh, great.
Will you tell us about all the great players you played with?
Oh, sure, I played with Paddy Whelan, Mickey, John Deane, Paddy Sullivan, Tom McLaughlin, John Murphy, Tom Murphy, Paddy Ray, Paddy Murphy.
Well, how many championships did you win with Tinryland, the senior championships, Jim?
I got 6 senior championships.
Yeah, and that famous 3 in a row. Well, Jim, you said you won 6 senior championships. You were on that Tinryland team, the famous Tinryland team that won the 3 in a row.
Yes.
What was the highlight of them 3 years? What was your greatest victory?
I suppose the greatest victory we had was a victory over Palestine in the replay in 1950.
1950. That was 2 neighbouring teams against one another.
2 parish teams.
Yeah. I remember that myself. The drawn game was a powerful game and the replay was every bit.
Well, the drawn game wasn't a wonderful game, but the replay was over this world.
Yeah.
I remember talking to a man the next morning, and I think that was 2 shillings to go in that time.
Yes.
And he told me the next morning that he'd give £1 to see that game again.
Yeah.
And that was the last game that John Deane played for Tinryland.
Yeah. John had been playing for a great long number of years, so he'd have been playing from the early 30s, hadn't he?
Oh, he would have been playing from the early 30s.
That's right, yeah. You also played with the county team, Jim.
I played with the county team. Yeah.
Were you on that great Carlow team that played Meath in the 48 tournament, wasn't it?
Oh, I was,
I
was on that team.
I remember you having a great game that day.
Yeah,
where was your best position, Jim?
Centre field, I thought. I always liked centre field.
Centre field. You were at centre field on that 1950 team against Palestine.
Oh, I was, yeah.
Along with John McGrath, wasn't it?
John McGrath, himself.
That's right, yeah.
Centre field.
Yeah. How do you look at the game now, Jim? Is it as good a game now, or is it a better game than it was in your time?
I don't know. I think the game now is terribly good.
Yeah.
I think it's very good.
Faster. It's a faster game now.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a terrible lot faster.
Yeah. Would you rate the players as good now as then?
Well, of course, that time, you see, the refereeing wasn't as strict as it is now. That time, there was a bit more physical.
Yeah, and I said the rules were different, weren't they?
And the rules were different.
That's right,
The rules were different.
Well, how do you see Tinryland football now compared with then, Jim? Or is that a fair question to ask you?
Well, I suppose, sure.
We have slipped back a bit, I suppose.
We have slipped a bit, all right, but we have a couple of good school teams coming on now at the present time.
Yeah, the young is coming up.
We probably might get a few off of each of those.
Tinryland football, Jim.
Well, I can see a few good school teams coming on at the present time, and we should be able to get a few off of these teams, a couple off of each of them. We could come back into it, which I think we will, which I hope we will.
Well, Jim, it has been a pleasure interviewing you here this evening, and I hope your wish comes true, Jim, and that Tinryland in the very near future will have the Senior Football Championship Cup here again. Thanks very much. I have with me now here Mickey Whelan, one of the 3 Whelan brothers who played down through the years for this club. Mickey and Peony were known not alone in Carlow, but the length and breadth of Ireland. They represented their club, their county and their province. Mickey, you were a member of the Tinryland team for a great number of years here, and a member of the 3 in a row team. Would you tell us a bit about that team, please?
Yeah, well, I was proud to be a member of it. I was lucky, actually, to be a member of a great team. All outstanding footballers, and they were outstanding sportsmen, and dedicated men to the club and to their county as well. And at one stage, every man in that team had played into county football. And apart from their ability, they were really dedicated and like a happy family. That's what made them so good. Played for each other at all times.
The standard of football was fairly high in the county at that time. Carlow were after winning the Leinster Championship in '44 and big crowds attending games. Yeah, you must have some memories of great games against the likes of Murphy and Palantine and the O'Hanrahan's and all those teams, Kilbride.
Yeah, there were some great games that time, Brendan. And the O'Hanrahan's were very strong, Paddy Murphy were very strong, Kilbride were strong, and Loughlin Bridge. All the clubs were very strong at that time, and it was very hard to win a championship.
Well, you won 3 in a row.
We won 3 in a row, 48, 49 and 50, yeah. It was a great blend of men together. At that time we were lucky that a good squad of men came together at the same time.
Well, I had the pleasure, Mickey, of playing with you on club team here. I had the pleasure of also playing with you on the county team. But my greatest memory of you, Mike, was in a tie, when you played Wicklow over in a tie, and you had a wonderful game on the great Jerry Riley, who was also a Railway Cup player at that time. Tell us something about that game.
Yeah, well, I suppose when you look back, you could say sometimes you're lucky the ball plays for you.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that now, Mickey, but anyway.
Probably that day I was fairly fit. I never drank and I didn't smoke when I was playing football. The pioneer knocked out, I helped him in it. I could run nearly for the hour. Yeah. That's a great standing to me.
Well, you played with all the great Meath players and Dublin players and all that on the Railway Cup team as well.
Yeah, they gave me a run on the Leinster team. I remember all the Meath, Frankie Byrne and Paddy O'Brien, Kevin Heffernan. All them fellas were very good players.
At that time?
At that time.
Yeah, and you had the pleasure of playing with all those.
Yeah, I played with those.
Well, going back to the club now, Mickey, what would you like to see happening in the club in the future? Well, I believe that there's a great lot of young fellas coming through and that, and I suppose the sooner the better to come through. And
yeah, well, there's some great young fellas coming forward here in Tinryland at the present time. A fair play now, they're making a great effort this year. They're all turning up, I believe, for training, physical training, and I believe they're rejuvenating football at all levels in the club at the present time. And great credit is due to the fellas that are making outstanding efforts to bring football back to Tinryland.
Well, we hope, Mickey, that 98 will be a good year for us. And it has been great to interview you. Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you. I have with me now here another name that's famous in Tinryland football all down through the years. Paddy Murphy, a brother, the great Andy Murphy. Paddy, you have played football with Tinryland all down through the years, and you remember this team that we're celebrating here today, the 3 in a row. Would you tell us something about all the games that you have played with Tinryland? You also played with the county for a number of years.
I'm not going to tell you all that now. All I can tell you about Tinryland since '43.
Yeah.
I played in the '43 championship.
Yes.
And so we won 7-6.
You have won 7, you have won 6 senior football championships.
Yeah. Between 43 and 50.
During that length of time, Paddy, it was very hard to win senior football championships, wasn't it? There were very good teams in the county.
Great team.
Yeah.
Great team.
Football in Carlow was on a high because Carlow were after winning the Leinster Championship in '44.
44.
Yeah, and competition for places both on the county team and, as I said before, to win a championship was high.
But you had nothing else to say in the county. Only football that time.
Yeah.
And I mean, young fellas got a good chance of being good football. Well, I mean, at least they should be, because there's nothing else, no other sport on earth. There's nothing else.
Yeah. But what would you say was your greatest game for Tinryland, Paddy? You were a good man to score. You were a great man to score.
That's about it. Score. That's about it. So long as I got it, I'd score.
Yes.
I'd score 9 times out of 10 anyway.
You had a great left foot.
Anywhere out in the field.
You had a great left foot.
Well, the man knew what to do with it.
Yeah.
With the ball, and that's the whole thing. She knows that herself.
Well, then you had the pleasure, Paddy, of playing with John Dye. What did you think of him as a player?
Well, John was a good player, good, hard, tough man.
Yeah.
But a good footballer at the back.
Yeah.
But a big, strong, able man he was.
Well, also on that great forward line, like you had Mickey Whelan and you had Willie Hosey.
Willie Horsey was then.
And Paddy Sullivan.
Sure, Paddy Sullivan was there. sure you had Paddy Shine that too far in front of that too. I didn't play one now, but William Mosley would have played one. He played in the 40s.
But what's your greatest memory or your greatest game? Think back up with Tinryland.
I was sure I never had a great game. Well, I had a great game. But I think the greatest bit of an old crack I got was I had finished all the 50, Glamorgan the senior championship. That was in
55 or 56?
Around that time.
Yeah,
And I had played junior when the juniors got me in. And Carla County came on playing leagues. And Nadu was full forward, maybe different anyway. Half time, half the club more lads had to go on. Whatever was playing, they were playing some games somewhere.
Yes, yes.
And they were had no and Paddy Murphy,
Yes.
Cabman. They sent somebody asked me when I get in, so I got in and I got just to make up. So I scored 2 goals and 2 by definitely. I was the biggest man that was in Cardiff that year.
You were the proudest man in Cardiff that year.
No, I wasn't. I was 34. I had given up in there.
Yes.
But here was young. Here was funny looking at you thinking you were up from the bill. So why wasn't he in the whole hour that time? And not even consider. So that was the greatest crack I had. I said, no, playing, winning. I love winning. You know, as you said, you hear how you play the game. Whatever game it is, you don't go out, you play the game. But you don't like walking off and getting met.
That's right.
You don't at any game. No one would say, like the dear fella said, oh, sure, you enjoy the game, and if you get bet, what a bummer. But that's wrong.
Well,
We're to go to win.
we were belonging to a famous club here, Paddy Tinryland, weren't we? And would you like to see Tinryland coming back now and taking over again?
Yeah, but you see, there's not enough, I don't know, I think young fellas there's too much other things besides football. Like,
In your time there wasn't the same entertainment as there is now, or attractions for young people.
it was not Nelson to rail in my time, maybe in yours, starting your time. Only football in Terrail. And everyone, if there was a match down in Bankstown in the ball, everyone in Terrail up on the bike. There wouldn't be a soul in Terrail that said, that Sunday evening, I'm Terrail and I play down in the ball. But they were all the weeks.
Well, Paddy, it's been a pleasure talking to you here, and I hope you enjoy yourself for the rest of the night. And we all hope that Tinryland will come back and win a senior championship in the very near future.
Thank you
very much, Paddy.
Brendan.
Thank you.
Hey, Brendan.